So I'm here on our recently purchased lot in southeast Alaska. We have a little bit over half an acre here, and we're planning to build our house here on this gravel pad starting soon. But I've always been really interested in natural ecosystems and the outdoors, and I recently got my PhD in ecology, and so I'm also hoping to put in a natural food forest out here out front on this fill area. And basically what that's going to look like for us is we're going to be putting in some fruit trees here and then surrounding them with different bushes and herbaceous plants and ground covers that are going to help improve production of those plants, and that all serve a different variety of functions, such as building the soil, retaining nutrients, and helping to attract different beneficial insects and animals that are all going to help create a healthy, sustainable ecosystem here in our yard. Southeast, the abundance of rain leaches out a lot of the nutrients from the soils, which makes them very acidic and often difficult growing conditions. Here on our lot, this is mostly fill, just from when the pad was put in. So you can see there's a lot of rocks, there's some organic matter, but it's actually a pretty heavy clayey soil, so we're really going to want to be trying to add some organic matter to this soil right off the bat. So to start out with, we've actually cut back a lot of alders. This area was kind of covered in different alder stems. We're going to continue to let these grow back and cut them back. Alders are actually nitrogen fixers, so it's not bad to have them in a site like this. They're helping to improve the nutrient content here, and oftentimes you can plant your fruit trees next to these alder stems, and these alder stems provide protection from wind, and they also provide nutrients to your growing plants. So our plan here is we're going to put in 2 apple trees and 2 cherry trees, and maybe also a mulberry tree if we can get one from the local nursery, close to some of these stems, and we're going to let them kind of grow up together, and then we're going to keep cutting back the alder stems so that they stay smaller than our fruit trees, which is ultimately what we want to be growing. So back behind me, we're going to have those fruit trees are going to eventually be our big overstory trees, and then we're going to underplant them with some different more native bushes. So we're looking at raspberries and blueberries and potentially some other helpful natives if we can get them out of our local nursery. And then as we transition this way, more out towards the house, towards our southern facing slope, we're working on putting in some beds for some more cultivated plants like potatoes and leafy greens that we eat a lot of. And so here we're really working on trying to improve the soils. So we're doing that with a lot of seaweed. Maybe at some point we'll add in some fish carcasses and any type of organic matter that we can get our hands on. So I think this is going to be a really challenging project potentially. There's going to be a lot of trial and error with different species and just seeing what takes, and that's a lot of what nature does too. Is a lot of different seeds will end up in an area, and whatever grows the best there is what ends up out competing and growing. And so that's kind of one of the biggest principles we're going to be applying is planting different plants and keeping what works.